This strategy focuses on the 3 hour time frame and the 3 minute time frame. I came across this specific strategy that claims to deliver consistent profits on gold. I don't know about yourself, but I don't take anybody's words for any specific strategy. So in this video, we're going to be backtesting this properly and find out if it actually holds up. So let's get down to it. What I need you guys to first do is have a split chart open like this. You'll have the 3 hour time frame on the left and the 3 minute time frame on the right. You will have the 15 EMA, exponential moving average, and you'll have the KDJ. These are the values. Now, on the right hand side for the 3 minute chart, you will have exactly the same in terms of the KDJ, but you're going to change the EMA to a VWAP at 14 period. Okay, that is the whole setup. So as usual, I'm going to be doing an example for you. But by the way, guys, I'm going to be building something special for all traders who actually care about real results. It's going to be a private Discord community where we test strategies together. There won't be any hype. There won't be any flexing, just raw truth. I'll also be doing weekly AMAs where you'll be able to ask me anything, and I'll even be testing out your strategies live. Now this early access, I am going to be limiting it to the first 50 traders, and then it will become invite only. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I keep the community small, I'll be able to interact with you all, and it will be a lot more tight-knit. So if you guys are interested and want to be a part of the early access people, then fill out the form that's pinned in the comments or the description of this video. And if you want to be, of course, noticed by myself, then just comment below this video, I'm in for the truth, so I know you're serious. So let's get down to the actual video itself, guys. As always, let's do an example. The whole focus around this specific strategy is that we want to wait for a 3 hour candle and the direction that it is going. So what does it look like on the 3 hour right now? We've got a bearish candle under the EMA with the KDJ showing that we're on the downside. So we've gone from the overbought area towards the downside. So that is telling me my bias at this moment in time is a short. Let's move over to the 3 minute chart. In the 3 minute chart, you will notice straight away is that price is on the opposite side where price is going up. So that is a inconsistency happening. Have you ever been in a situation where you execute a trade and you know you planned out the trade, the strategy told you to go in, but the moment you go in, it goes against you? How many of you guys have actually been in that situation? I know I have in the past. And the reason is because the lower time frame isn't lining up with your higher time frame bias, which in this case is the 3 hours for us. So what we want to do is we want to see price moving under this VWAP here. And then we want to make sure the KDJ is also showing us momentum to the downside, because at this moment in time it isn't. So let's move it along. Let's go. Okay, so now what you see is this, that price is on the downside of the VWAP and we have got the KDJ on the downside. So what we're going to do, we're going to take an entry. Okay, and where are we going to place a stop loss? Because this is such a short time frame, oftentimes price can come back up and wick us out and continue in our direction. So in this situation, what we're going to do is we're going to place a stop loss just above. Now what you can do is you can grab a Fibonacci tool and you can create something like this where it shows you where to place the stop loss. And the values for that is very simple, is this. This is a value, 1, 1, 2, 5, 0, and minus 2, 5. And what that has done, it has straight away given me the 2-to-1 ratio. There you go. Okay, and it's told me where to place my stop loss. Let's see how it performs. And you can see straight away, price did head towards the upside and try to take people out. But in this situation, we are still safe. Remember, our overall bias is on the bearish side because we're going off the 3 minutes, a 3-hour time frame, executing on the 3 minutes. So let's see what happens. And you can see we have hit TP. So that is the gist of this strategy. Now let's get into the back test, because that's going to be the most interesting one. Okay, so as usual, we're going to be doing a random bar. This is on gold, and you can see that at this moment in time, we've got data going back March 24th, and you can see price is moving sideways. We're not focusing on session periods. That is something that you might decide after looking at this strategy in this video, that I'm going to be trading this in the London session because it performs better, or I'm going to use this on the New York session because it performs better. Some might even say Asia session, but that is up to you. On this video, I'm just testing the strategy, not based on time frame. Okay, and if you're enjoying the video so far, guys, give it a thumbs up and a like. It really helps the channel out. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe for more content in the future. So what you will notice is that we are on an uptrend. We are above the EMA. We've got this, however, on the overbought area, which would mean that we could come down any time. But price is on a strong uptrend. Now, is the 3 minute in confluence with that, which we can see it's not. So in this situation, it's a no trade. So we're just going to wait. And what we would have seen straight away is that price did in fact break above, and we've got our confirmation, and everything's still towards the upside, and we could have effectively taken a trade. I got a bit trigger happy, and that's why we skipped a bar which was on the upside, but our execution would be no different. It would be something like this. We execute from here, and in this case what we do is place our entry there. That's what it would look like. Our stop loss would go just below there, and let's execute this. Okay, there you go, and let's go for 2-to-1, something like that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see that we are already in profit by a 1-to-1 reward to risk. We're already in profit anyway, so let's manage our risk and let's move it to break even. And now it's a risk-free trade. Let's go. And you can see we have hit TP before we got tagged out right there. You can see we've hit TP. Great. So we've got one trade that's in the bag. We managed risk. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. At this moment in time, you can see price is on the downside, but overall trend is towards the upside. So we're not interested in any short positions. We just want to take longs. So, okay. So right now we can see I've skipped it slightly. You can see that price here is in fact broken above the VWAP. We got momentum on our side, so let's take the trade, and we can take the trade like that. Now if you want to place your stop loss just below, you can do that, but if you want to measure it, you can use the fib that we already created like this. There you go, and stop loss would go just there, and a 2-to-1 just there. Okay, let's see what happens. Does it give us what we want? And at this moment in time, price is going sideways, and we have been stopped out. Okay, no problem. Let's move on to the next trade. What we're seeing, okay, price didn't close above, and what you notice right now is we're starting to see the KDJ actually going towards the downside. So whenever the KDJ is like this towards the upside, price may well continue to move higher, but it's much more of a higher risk. If the KDJ is at the bottom and the price is starting to move up, it's a lower risk. So at this moment in time, it is high risk to enter a trade. The price could continue going down. So in this aspect, if I'm in profit, I do definitely want to be managing my risk. At the moment, price is still up. We haven't had a crossover yet. So let's take the trade and see what happens. Again, we can, if we want, measure it out just for the stop loss. There you go. There's a stop loss just there and a TP there. So as soon as it goes to a 1-to-1, I'm going to move to break even. And you can see price is moving up. Is it up to break even point? Yes, it is. So let's do that. Move to break even. Risk-free trade. And you can see we got stopped out. But that wasn't too far, was it, guys? Risk-free. We managed that risk. You might have decided, you know what, I'm going to close early. That is up to you guys, of course. Let's move it back a bit here. But we managed our risk because we know this is a risky trade. We can't not manage our risk. Let's get rid of this as a stop out. And again, let's go for another long. Another long. We're going for a long. There you go. Stop loss just below there. And let's see what happens. Are you ready? Okay, so let's get down to it. Okay, we're in profit. And looks like we're going to get stopped out again. Nearly stopped out. Moving sideways. And we're actually going up now. Let's see. Okay, now we are in a situation where we got a 1 to 5 reward to risk. So let's move over to break even. And you can see that price did eventually go in our direction before it obviously stopped us out in break even. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So far, I am quite impressed with this specific strategy on gold. Looks quite good compared to some of the other crash that I've tested in the past. Of course, we've been stopped out there. There wouldn't have been a trade to enter. And just on a side note, if you, of course, are monitoring this and you obviously manage your risk the way I do, you might even decide that I'm watching it. I'm going to watch the KDJ as it plays out. If the KDJ is continuing to go towards the upside, then I'm going to let the trade play out, and that will allow I may manually close. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to be sticking to it very mechanically. Because it's a high risk trade, we're going to move to break even. If it was a lower risk trade, I'll probably let the trade play out a lot more, and in this case it would have played out beautifully, came back to break entry point, and then it would have hit TP. So at this moment in time, no entry, and you can see that we're more on the higher side. I want to see this come down and then show us an entry, and you can see that we may well have made some profit, but that would have been a more of the riskier. So we're still long bias. You can see how easy this looks. 3 hours is giving us a long confirmation, so that is actually a happy days. And let's move over to the next trade. Okay, we're not looking for shorts, we're looking for longs. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see this one had a wick. I'm not interested. Can we get body close? No. So that actually protected us from entering that trade. Okay, I'm going to get body close. Nope, still no body close. Okay, we have got a body close there. Now, if you want to, of course, get another confirmation, you can. Let me just wait for one more. Yeah, you can see that that would have played. If you entered there, it would have came down a little bit, but then it would have played out. But let's just take the trade based on this candle itself. Okay, and let's do this. Let's enter there. Stop loss below, right there. And let's take this trade there. Okay, let's see how it goes. If it plays out, great. Okay, it is playing out nicely. It did play out, but it stopped us up. Okay, no worries. So what was that reward to risk? 0.1 and 0.8, so that's not too bad. Okay, move on to the next one. Let's see. So far you can see, based on this strategy, in the last half a day, we've managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades in so far. So there's nothing stopping you from deciding, I'm just going to do one trade. That one trade I'm going to look for, and I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to wait for the next day rather than trying to overtrade. Okay, now you can see that price has broken above there. That would have been an entry. Let's take that entry there. Stop loss above there, down here, target above there, and let's see. Okay, that would have been another stop out. Okay, interesting. Looks like we are catching it more on the upside. You can see here, more towards the top side, so it is a lot more riskier. And let's see if we can get a move going up or not. Nope, not yet. Okay, we have got a move there. Let's move this back a second. There you go. We've got a move broken above the VWAP, and everything's pointing up. And let's take this now. Okay, and there you go. And let's see what happens. So far, okay, that's interesting. So we had a slight profit, almost a 1-to-1, but then we got stopped out. Okay, no worries. That's interesting, that one. Okay, so based on this so far on the testing, what I'm noticing is if we are more on the topsy side of that, we are getting quite a lot of stop outs. What would happen if we find one more towards the downside in terms of we're under the EMA and we're above? Shall we try to find that? Let's go for that one. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So you can see that we are under, but we are under the EMA, but we are on the oversold area. What I want to do is I would like to get price somewhere towards, let's say, I want it to look something like this. Okay, something like that. So straight away, what do you see? Price is above there, and all we're looking for is long. So how do we get there? Even though price is a 3-hour close there, we need the lower time frame to be in confluence. What I do like and appreciate about this strategy is I'm only waiting for one 3-hour candle. So whatever time that new 3-hour candle is opening, I just get ready to jump on the market at that time. So all I'm going to do is look for a long. Okay, there you go. That was the long position that was given. Again, stop loss just there. I'm going to do a long position there, and let's get down to it and see if we can. Oh, not sure what happened there. We got yep, that was a huge wick, of course. Obviously we've seen that, but I wanted to just show you what it means if we get a break above the EMA with the KDJ in that direction, and we're only looking for long. So that was a 2-to-1 there to there. So in my opinion, so far this strategy has looked promising, in the sense that if we was to do, say, one trade a day and look for the best setup, or 2 trades max, if it's on the higher side risk, then make sure you move to break even, or just completely get rid of the higher side of risk and just play the direction that the market is heading. So if the market is heading towards the top side, then let the KDJ be below and let it swim in that direction, and then you execute the trade based on that. So this is a strategy I personally think is worth looking into. Guys, take it away. implement it into gold, do some back testing on it, decide which market session it performs well. So far it looks okay compared to some of the other trash that I've tested in the past. Okay, and of course, like I mentioned to you earlier in the video, if you got a strategy you want me to test out next, then jump into the Discord channel. The first 50 traders will get that early access. After that, the doors close. So like I mentioned, the links in the description or the pinned comment section. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed this strategy, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.